Have you ever had this uncomfortable thought? Maybe I expect too much from people. Hi, this is Dr. Helen. After my last video, Who Supports the Strong One, some of my friends called me and they say something interesting. They say, I think I support you. You sounded very dramatic. We are here for you. And I'm listening. Because maybe they are right. Maybe I am expecting something that is not realistic. Maybe the loneliness I described is not about absence of support. Maybe it's about expectations. I have been thinking about this very honestly, because when I look at my life objectively, I'm not alone. I have friends, I have family, I have people who care. So what exactly am I expecting? And from whom? This is where it becomes complicated. Let me share something important about me, very personal. When you are my friend in my mind, if you are my friend in my mind, that word means something very strong. If you are my friend, I'm already on your side. If you need help and I can help, I will. Sometimes even before you ask. If I have resources, I will share them. If I have time, I will give it. If I have knowledge, I will offer it. Of course, I will. If I see you struggling, I will step in immediately. And maybe this is a key word, step in. I don't wait for formal invitation. If I see need, I move. So maybe unconsciously, I assume others will do the same for me, even if I have not earned it yet. Even if friendship is new, even if I have not had a chance to show how much I would give. Because in my definition, friendship already includes responsibility. But maybe not everyone defines it that way. And here is the uncomfortable possibility. Maybe I truly expect too much. Maybe I expect people to read my personal standards. Sometimes we expect people to rise to the standards they never agreed to, right? Maybe I expect intensity when they are offering something lighter. And maybe support does not look the same for everyone. Some people support emotionally. They listen, they validate, they say, I am here. Some people support practically. They help with logistics, they research, they can take actions. Some people support financially. They say, I see you are trying. Maybe this will help. And of course, money is not the main form of support, but it is one of them, right? Money never hurts. And in adult life, sometimes resources matter, right? Some people support by simply being consistent. They show up, checking in, and maybe sometimes I defined support very narrowly. Maybe I defined it as engage with my problems the way I would engage with yours. And here is another difficult layer. Sometimes when we give a lot, we quietly build an internal expectation bank, non-consciously, but somewhere inside we think, if I would do this for you, surely you would do this for me. And when it does not happen, we feel disappointed, right? So, but the other person might not even know there was an unspoken contract because we never say it loud out. And maybe this is where situation becomes painful for me. Because adulthood means this. You are responsible for your expectations, not just for your actions. If I expect someone to step in, did I ask clearly? If I want someone to push me, did I tell them that's what I need? If I want practical help, did I explain it? Or I did assume that they would feel it? There is also something else I have to admit. When you are used to being the strong one, you don't always ask directly. You give a hint, you soften, and then you wait. And when the response is not the one you imagine, you feel alone. But maybe it's not rejection. Maybe it is misalignment. So now I'm asking myself a harder question. Is my loneliness coming from a lack of support or from invisible expectations? Is it possible that my friends are supporting me, not just the exact way I want? And is it fair to expect people to support me according to my standards? This is uncomfortable. It's easier to say, no one is there. It's harder to say, maybe I expect something very specific. And yet, I don't want to swing to other extreme. I don't want to conclude I should expect very little or nothing. This is not healthy either. I think healthy relationships require reciprocity. They require mutual effort. They require stepping in sometimes. So maybe the question is not, do I expect too much? Maybe the better question is, are my expectations clear, realistic, and mutual? Something to think, right? So if you are watching this, maybe you recognize yourself. Maybe you are generous. Maybe you step in. Maybe you give easily. And maybe you silently expect the same intensity in return. But not everyone loves the way you love. Not everyone supports the way you support. Not everyone feels responsibility the way you feel it, right? And that does not automatically mean they don't care. So here is where I am right now. I'm not fully sure. Maybe sometimes I do expect too much. Maybe sometimes I don't communicate clearly. And maybe sometimes I still need deeper engagement. And that's not wrong either. But I cannot demand depth from the people who sign up for something lighter, correct? That realization is humbling. If you are the one who gives easy, who steps it in quickly, who carries responsibility naturally, maybe this is your dilemma too. You expect depth, you expect engagement, you expect people to rise when something matters. But here is uncomfortable possibility. Sometimes we expect people to rise to the standard they never agreed to. They did not agree. And sometimes people stay comfortably below what we quietly need. So which is it for you? Do you expect too much? Or have you been accepting too little? Or maybe there is a third option. I want to know what you think. Please tell me in comments. If this conversation resonates with you, especially if you are usually the strong one, giving one, this channel is for you. Because next we are going to talk about something even deeper. What happens when being responsible becomes your identity? What happens now? And what that cost you? It will be in my next video. That was Dr. Helen. And until next time, please stay safe, happy, and healthy. Bye now.